uh, under the 2020 municipal budget, about 2/3 of the way down, it says council president had 3 broad goals, limiting the increase to 2 cents. That's as I remember it. And then the second one is a little confusing, maybe because I discussed 2 things. We want to pay off the old debt, and then I believe I said that the debt from the new capital program would be offset by the reduction in debt from the debt service we paid off during the year. I don't think we have to put all that. I think if we just say it this way, President Pryor had 3 broad goals: limiting the increase to 2 cents, paying off all debt, and maintaining a 12% surplus going into the year, according to our policy. Does anybody remember it that way? It makes more sense that way anyway.
I don't have a problem with it.
Because we talked about the fire engine
No
debt.
problem.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was the old debt we want to get rid of. And the fire engine and the
Solar panels.
solar panels. Yeah.
Solar panels, that's right.
So the target was paying off the old debt.
All right,
No
everybody.
problem with that.
We have a motion for the minutes of March 4th and March 18th. Do I have a second?
Second,
I'll roll call that. Councilman Belcaro,
yes.
Councilman Polito,
Yes.
Councilman Wright,
Yes.
Council President Pryor,
Yes.
Mayor Mengucci.
Yes. Under new business, number 1 is the Warren County Public Works Shared Service Agreement for Public Works Equipment. I believe we've had that in the past. So anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I had 2 questions. Beth, have we ever used this?
No,
It's there if we need it though, right?
correct.
And the other thing on the copy I got, the freeholder signature was from 2/16. Are they going to execute this again, or how's that work?
Well, I think we should ask them for an updated one. That's what they sent us.
Katrina, do we need a current signature on that?
We should.
Yeah, we'll just ask them. As long as you approve it, we'll have Beth contact them and just ask for a new copy.
Okay,
And
great.
then the mayor will be authorized to sign once we get the new copy.
Fine. I support that, and I'll make the motion to approve that.
Second.
That's fine, pending the updated version.
Right.
I'll roll call that. Councilman Belcaro,
Yes.
Councilman Polito,
Yes.
Councilman Wright,
Yes.
Council President Pryor,
Yes.
Mayor Mengucci.
Yes. Number 2 is a resolution to appoint a legal newspaper. Star Gazette will no longer be publishing legal advertisements. So where are we going with that?
So Beth received an email, as did all the clerks, that the Star Gazette is no longer going to be, but that the Express Times is now offering a Warren County edition that will print on Thursdays. And it will be the same price as the Star Gazette, which is great because usually the Express Times is far more expensive, but because it's basically going to be a weekly time you can publish. So I would recommend you use the Express Times as your legal paper, but then you need a backup. And right now your backup is the Express Times, so you need another backup. So Beth and I spoke today, and we recommend that you use the Star Ledger. It is more expensive because it is a daily paper. However, with the Express Times being at the Star Gazette rate, and then the Ledger will be at what the Express Times rate is, it'll be a wash, basically. And you only use that second paper in the beginning of the year when you advertise your annual calendar, when you have a special meeting, when you need 2 publications, that's when you use it. So very rarely does that happen. So that's Beth and I recommendation is you set the Express Times as your legal paper and the Star Ledger as your backup.
You lost me on one thing there, Katrina. Sure. Is this resolution to designate both papers as you just explained?
Yeah, Beth, that's how our resolution is now, right? A primary and a backup?
Correct.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
set a primary and a backup.
I don't have it in front of me. I just have the.
You know what? In front of you, we didn't have anything. We just worked this out today.
Yeah, okay. I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Who was the second?
Polito.
Lou?
No,
Okay.
Polito.
Oh, Jim Polito, thank you. I'll roll call that. Councilman Belcaro,
Yes.
Councilman Polito,
Yes.
Councilman Wright,
Yes.
Council President Pryor,
Yes.
Mayor Mengucci.
Yes. The consent agenda. Does anybody want to pull anything out of the consent agenda? I know there were some questions on number 4.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it once I understood it. I was mistaken. I thought it was talking about pensions and other things. It's just accumulated leave time. Is that correct, Katrina?
That's correct. And it's just a trust fund. You're dedicating a trust fund item in your budget. You are not putting any money into that at this time. You're
Yeah.
merely dedicating by rider. So the auditor requested you do it this way.
I get it. So I was a little confused. It's all clarified for me now.
The only thing we may want to, in the future, look to put some money into that. I know Phillipsburg got jammed up a couple of years ago with somebody that retired. They had to stretch it out over 2 years. So if we were to put some money away into that, we wouldn't have that problem. So just food
And
for
Mayor,
thought.
something I didn't realize before, Beth was telling me that every year the auditor asks, as part of the audit, a list of accumulated time and values if you had to pay something out. And so every year a spreadsheet is prepared. So the township has that on file. So that's something you could look at when thinking about how much to budget.
All right. That's good to know. All right. Do we have a motion on the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please, Beth.
Councilman Belcaro,
Yes.
Councilman Polito,
Yes.
Councilman Wright,
Yes.
Council President Pryor,
Yes.
Mayor Mengucci.
Yes. We do have one announcement. There'll be a public hearing and final adoption of the 2020 budget, which will be at 7 p.m. on April 15th. Council reports. Mr. Polito.
No report, Mayor.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Belcaro.
No report, Mayor.
All right. Mr. Wright.
The only thing I want to say while the chief fire department's here and the police department, I want to thank the guys for all the work they're doing right now out there. It's not easy. I really appreciate what you guys are doing, the EMS too. And I really appreciate what you guys, I mean, you're out there without any complaints. So trying to help you as much as we can. But thank you. And that's it. That's all I have.
Mr. Pryor.
No, nothing really.
All right. I would just like to echo Mr. Wright's work for our fire and our EMS and also our police department, who really sometimes is the first line of defense when someone gets sick. So they're putting themselves out there again with no complaints. I happen to have a son who's a nurse in Philadelphia, so well aware of what's going on. It's not easy, but anyway, we'll keep our prayers for all those people that are out there doing that, and also the families that are affected by it, who can't go see their loved ones once they've acquired this virus. One other thing, I did get a call from, or actually an email from a resident who had asked that we maybe waive fees for anybody who would be late with their taxes. I had talked to Katrina about that a couple of days ago, and also Kim. So I'm not sure, Katrina, whether it was you or Kim that told me there may be some legislation coming down for that.
Yeah, as of right now, you are not legally allowed to extend the grace period, they call it. But there is a bill pending in the legislature, which I actually just checked about 2 hours ago, because Greenwich asked the same question. And it has passed the Assembly and it has not made it to the Senate yet. So they may give you the ability to extend the grace period. That doesn't mean you have to, it just gives you the right to, but right now you have no ability to. So if anyone asks, the answer is we're waiting on the legislature.
Okay.
Does that
Very
address
good.
the fees?
I'm sorry, what,
No,
Lou?
does that address the late fees?
Yeah, so what it would do is the taxes would still be due May 1st, but let's say you extended the grace period to June 1st. Anyone who paid between May 1st and June 1st wouldn't get charged any interest. But if you were after June 1st, you'd get interest all the way back to May 1st. So the due date doesn't change. It's just gives you a small period not to have interest accrue.
Right.
All right, that's all I have. Paul, you with us?
Oh, wait, I think I have to unmute him. Okay.
Paul, you're up. He's not with us?
I don't see him.
Yeah, I don't see him either.
Okay. In that case, one thing I will bring up,
Mayor, let me just try to unmute everyone for a second. We can ask him one more time because maybe I'm missing him. Okay, try now. Everyone's unmuted.
Paul,
Can you hear me
with us?
now?
Now
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mayor. The one issue just need to review with the council, I've arranged to have Lowe's Hollow Road paved along with Red School Lane the week of the 13th through the 17th of April. The road,
Oh, hold on.
You dropped
Somehow.
out there.
Showing him is muted again, and I can't unmute him.
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
Because you have someone trying to get in right now.
Yeah, he's listed as muted, but I can't unmute him. So I don't know if it's muted on his end.
There's Lou.
Maybe it's because George Matthews coming in.
Yeah, it looks like Joe's kicking.
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
can't
wait,
hear Paul.
there he is. There he is. He should be. Can we hear Paul now?
yeah, can you hear me?
Now
Yeah.
we can. Yep.
Start again, Paul.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. I just wanted to bring up one issue with the council. I've arranged to have Lowe's Hollow Road paved the same week that we're going to be milling and paving Red School Lane. That's the week of the 13th through the 17th of April. In our planning for this particular project, the road department has found a defective storm sewer pipe within the limits of the paving. I brought out our contractor today that's helped us on a lot of immersion construction, Sal Zuccaro, and Sal is available to do that work. I had given all the council members probably about 3 hours ago a summary email on what specifically would be done and what type of budget we would need to reserve, I guess, to allow him to do that work. So I just need, if you want to have Zuccaro take care of this problem prior to the paving, and he said he can take care of it next week before the paving begins. I just need the council's authorization to authorize him to do the work.
Okay, and you
How much is it, Paul?
He suggested a budget of $20,000. He thinks it's going to be 2 crew days to do the work, and then there's going to be various materials. In my summary email to all of you listed what the materials would be. He has to do some dewatering or bypass pumping as part of this. There's a lot of water going through that broken pipe right now that has to be cleared up in order to replace it.
We hadn't budgeted specifically for that, but I'm pretty confident we can find $20,000 someplace.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. It would make no sense to pave that road up to that point and then come back at another time and finish it. Well, we've got them here paving Red School Lane. It just makes more sense.
Okay.
So
Then I will tell Sal, in fact, I'll email him after the meeting tonight to let him know it's a go and that he's to mobilize and do the utility markouts and get the materials to do the work early next week then. Okay.
You know, Mayor, that's a money issue. We probably should have a motion or resolution on that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So based on Paul's recommendation, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. Councilman Belcaro?
Yes.
Councilman Polito?
Yes.
Councilman Wright?
Yes.
Council President Pryor?
Yes.
Mayor Mengucci?
Yes. Anything else, Paul?
And just, we met with TOCON several times already. We're meeting again with them tomorrow. We've also walked Fox Farm Road, and so we have that set up as well as the Plaza Road neighborhood with them, which has been, downsized to a mill and pave at this point. So I have that work scheduled for June, July with them already, but they've seen those projects, and we're on their schedule at this point.
Right,
very
thank
good.
you.
All right, I appreciate
you,
it. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
thanks.
Paul.
Thanks.
Is the chief on the line?
Hey, sir. I'm here. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor and Council. Yeah, I have a couple things to add, just to the state of the police department in addition to the report that I submitted. And I'm happy to advise that all the members are healthy and safe, first and foremost. And just for the community in general, I just want everybody to know that the police department will be responding 24/7 as always. There has been some changes in the way we operate, though, and the way we are taking emergent calls and non-emergent calls. So for non-emergent calls, we're going to be using electronic means whenever possible. We'll be using phones, email, faxes. This way, it keeps the officers safe as well as the community in general safe. So those things were put in place specifically for those reasons. For emergent calls, there will be no delay. We will respond 24/7, and when the community needs us most, we will be there, just as we always are. So there should be no worries in any response. This will not hinder any of that. I would like to thank all my officers for coming to work on a daily basis, as they have. There's no gripes, no complaints. They come in, they do their job and do what is expected of them, not knowing what they're going to be facing on a daily basis from day to day or even hour to hour. So I thank them for that, and I'm extremely grateful for the officers that I have. And I just want to put out as a reminder as well with the governor's orders. In Lopatcong, I'm seeing much compliance throughout the town. I don't really think we have too many problems. We've had some sporadic instances where we had to talk to people and remind them of the severity of what we're looking at, and there hasn't been any problems. But I just want to remind everybody of social distancing, social gatherings, and parties. We can't be having these large groupings and parties where it's being seen sporadically throughout the state. And stay at home unless you need to be out for essential needs. So again, I'd like to thank my officers. I'd like to thank the police department. All the officers there, as well as the fire department, EMS, all of our partners out there that make this all happen for the community on a daily basis, without any questions asked. So I thank you, and I turn it back to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Well, as always, you have our full-fledged support, Jason. Quite frankly, I think we have the best police department in the county, but that I may be a little bit prejudiced. But again, all the conversations I've had with you, you've been responsive. The staff's been responsive. So congratulations to you for that. And as mayor, I certainly appreciate all that you've done, the firefighters have done, and the EMS. Fortunately or unfortunately for me at this time, I'm not really required to report to work. I do win a couple hours a day, but I've done a lot of riding around, and I would concur with your observation that most people are, adhering to the distance and also the staying at home. It's kind of a sad time when you ride around, nobody's out and about, but it is what it is. And I think people need to be reminded too that, with New York City about 70 miles away from us, that's the epicenter of the world right now, not just the United States. So I think that that needs to, it speaks for itself. So anyway, again, my thanks to you and the rest of the staff down there.
Thank you, Mayor.
I have one question, Chief.
Go ahead.
And this applies to all the emergency responders. Are they all have enough safety equipment that's needed?
So thanks for bringing that up, by the way. So in emergent calls where we need to show up in person at somebody's houses, I also want to make the community aware that we might be, showing up with PPE on, personal protective equipment. So we might have masks and gloves on. So that is becoming a normal practice right now when we have to arrive in person to conduct a normal business. So we do have personal protective equipment available to the officers and ample supply at this time.
Okay, thank you. And that goes with the fire department and EMS?
I have not been told otherwise that we were lacking in those areas. To my knowledge, everybody has ample supply to conduct operations.
I unmuted Chief LaFord.
So in regards to the fire department, I put in a request with OEM coordinator Wolf this afternoon for additional PPE for the fire department in regards to gloves, Tyvek suits, face shields, disinfectant, and wipes for the fire department.
All right. One of the things I failed to mention is that I do have a daily mayor's call with all the other mayors in the county. I believe I can check into it tomorrow morning. There were some Tyvek suits or something like that donated by ISC Farms out in Franklin. I think there was like 1,000 of them or something. So let me check into that, Lou. If not, do you have any where you can get them at this point?
No, I do not. That's why I went to the OEM coordinator, because it should be, if I can't get them, then the OEM coordinator should reach out to the county OEM and try to secure those for the emergency services.
All right. I'll follow up on that tomorrow for you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. You have anything else? While we have you, Lou?
Thank you.
No, I do not.
All right, thank you. All right, we need a motion to approve department reports.
Motion.
You have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, payment of bills. I'll make that motion.
I'll have
Second.
to recuse myself from the single JMT bill on there. I'm okay with everything else.
Is that your second then, Joe? You'll be second?
Yes, that'll be my second, Beth.
Okay, I'll roll call that. Councilman Belcaro,
Yes.
Councilman Polito,
Yes.
Councilman Wright,
Yes.
Council President Pryor,
Yes.
Mayor Mengucci.
Yes. Do we have anybody on the line, folks? Questions, comments from any residents?
Yes. I just had vocal cord surgery, so I'll use the chat window.
Okay, what's your question?
Mm-hmm.
Katrina, you're muted.
Yeah, I didn't hear the question.
Mayor, it's coming in
window.
through the chat window. Can you see the chat window or only I?
I saw half of it. That's all I saw.
Okay, it says, has the council considered making Lopatcong's fields available as a place to temporarily hold overflow from Warren Hospital?
We haven't talked about it, no, but, we could.
We haven't had that request.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't had a request from the hospital. Matter of fact, I'll be calling the hospital tomorrow and speaking to Scott.
He said seeking what?
Something unrelated to the question that he asked.
He said, can you bring up his question?
Yes, sure, absolutely.
Thank you, he said.
All right, thank you. Is there anything else?
I just had a question about the Easter egg hunt. I know we canceled it. And I know I talked to you today, Jim, about the teacher that reached out to me. Wanted to
Yes.
see if we could do something about getting like the eggs that have the wrapped up candy in them.
Yeah.
I got the number of the superintendent. I was going to give her a call tomorrow and see if, what she felt about it and if there was a way to get a list of homes that we could give it out to, or if they wanted to, it
Well,
would
as you and
be substantially cheaper.
Yeah. As you and I had discussed earlier, and Beth actually had an idea that she called me about last night with riding the Easter Bunny around with the fire truck, as we do with Santa Claus in December.
Mhm.
Obviously, that would be a very nice idea for the kids at this point. The question I have is with the social distancing and the staying inside and the handling of the candy. I don't know how,
Right.
everybody's pretty on edge right now. So I don't know how that would go over. It would certainly be a nice gesture. If anybody's got any ideas as to how we can safely do that, maybe chief of police and fire chief may have more of an insight to it than myself. But I think it would be a great idea. I just don't know how to pull it off at this point.
I can, I'll call her tomorrow. And then, I don't know, maybe you could bring it up on your mayor's call tomorrow too.
Yeah. I
Okay.
know there was one township that was doing it for birthdays. I believe it was Blairstown.
It was.
Mhm.
Where they were running they're running the fire company out there, and again, the backside of that is too, with our volunteers and everything that's going on. It's certainly a nice gesture. How much of a strain do we want to put them under? So those
Right.
are things we need to think about. I would ask the other 4 councilmen to reach out to me sometime tomorrow to let me know what their thoughts are on it. We'll go from there.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none, and I can't say seeing none. We do need to pass a resolution to hold an executive session.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So for the record, the executive session is to discuss emergency management plans, staffing and whatnot, emergency-wise. We will not take any action, so we will not come back into regular session. So what we will do is when the mayor gives me the go-ahead, everyone who's not going to be in executive session can hang up. If not, I'll hang up on you. And then it'll just be the council people left and myself. And like I said, we won't be taking any action. There won't be any votes made. It's merely a discussion. And the topic of discussion is emergency plan related to staffing and access to the building and whatnot.
All right. Before we hang up, Lori, thank you very much.
Yes.
You're welcome. No problem. You guys did great.
All right. So we're gonna lose Lori. We're gonna lose Beth.
Everybody. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
okay. So Beth, you're free to go home,
Thank you.
and I'll probably see you at some point tomorrow.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Just so you know, Joe DeMassi's just